here with Charlotte Wheeler, who's Event Director for the Media Production and Technology Show, otherwise known as MPTS. Charlotte, welcome. Thanks for joining me today.
Thanks for having me, Lisa.
Firstly, congratulations on your 2022 show. From my perspective, it was an awesome show. There was a constant buzz in the room and you must be very, very pleased.
Oh yeah, we were thrilled. I think what's been interesting is that people's habits have changed over the last 2 years about how they view events, how they register for events, and how they plan to attend events. So we were absolutely over the moon with 8,000 visitors, just over 8,000 visitors coming to the show, which was a 35% increase from 2019. I mean, also we saw a higher conversion of our pre-reg, and then we had several thousand register from the Tuesday to the Thursday. So yeah, it was brilliant. On site, we had 2,500 through in the first 40 minutes. I think it might have had something to do with a certain Mr. Farouk. But yeah, we were really thrilled. And also interestingly, this year, we had a look at some stats, and in 2019 we had representation from 11 countries worldwide, and this year we had over 40 countries represented from attendees. So yeah, brilliant.
Excellent news. And in terms of exhibitors, what kind of numbers did you have exhibitor wise this time?
We had 305 exhibitors. If you remember, and we've spoken about this before, we acquired BVE in August 2019, which saw us, have an immediate increase in the number of technology manufacturers and suppliers that were exhibiting at the show. So we jumped from, I think 2019, we were about 125 up to 305, and that excludes sponsors as well of theatres. We have separate sponsors as well. So yeah, massive increase. More than double the size of the show than we had in 2019, just overall it was bigger, better, faster, more packed, and more exciting than ever before, I think.
Oh, it was definitely more exciting, definitely. So traditionally, or historically, should I say, MPTS was seen very much as a production-focused show. How do you think that is changing moving forward? And presumably the acquisition of BVE helped with that.
Yeah, so we adapt our content, first of all, on the show floor to reflect where the show attendees come from. So we still have our big production and lighting theatre. The keynote theatre predominantly holds sort of high-end production-focused case studies, studios, keynote speakers on there. But then we had the new addition of a technology theatre, and we increased the size of the post theatre. We have a dedicated audio theatre, because that's something really important to people that usually gets missed out, the audio discussion. So we look at where the industry is going, and that was the introduction of a new virtual production theatre this year as well, which we'll be carrying through to next year. It's funny, we have production people say, oh, you're now more of a tech show. And then we have tech people say, you're still very much a production show. And when we look at the stats, we're still just a few percent ahead production in terms of visitor numbers. It's pretty much even. It's something like 37% post, 43 production in terms of our visitor base. So everybody's perception is different, but I believe that the show has to have production and technology in it to represent where we are in the UK. Obviously you've got a technology show in Europe, you've got technology shows in all regions, but I think in particular in the UK, it's really important that we cover end-to-end production through to distribution.
Yeah, absolutely. And you talked there a little bit about being in the UK and being London. The show is focused in that area. What do you think makes it special being situated in London?
Well, I mean, you only have to see how much money is brought into the economy, into this country, through TV, film, high-end drama. How many studios are being built in this country? Because everybody wants to film here. I mean, Tom Cruise pretty much lives here now, doesn't he? Filming everything he can here. We have fantastic crews, we have fantastic facilities. Obviously, we have the tax rebate for those people coming in abroad. You know, Netflix, Amazon, you know, everyone's got a head office here now. Disney Plus up at Pinewood, and we've got Shepperton. I mean, it's a phenomenal hub for TV, media, and film. And I think for an industry show, regardless of other shows that take place around the world, this is the heartland of film and TV, probably outside of Hollywood, really. So that's what makes it exciting for us: the access to speakers, the access to talent that we have to bring to the show to speak on our panels and be part of it, and just sort of get in the buzz of what's happening in this country and what we're creating.
Yeah, absolutely. You alluded to the seminar programme earlier and the different themes. Do you think that delegates coming to trade shows now expect so much more than seeing exhibitors? Is that what makes the show tick and gives it that buzz?
I think we've always had a reputation of producing outstanding content for free, and it's on the show floor and it's accessible to all. And that's our mantra. That's what gets people through the doors. And the fact that they can then go and have kit demos, speak to suppliers, get everything done in one day, and go to a couple of really useful training and educational seminars is really important. I think the last, obviously, couple of years has meant that people have not had that training or access to information, and everyone's sort of, you know, become a bit gone a bit over zoomed, haven't they? And so this year, yeah, I mean, every seminar was standing room only. Well, I mean, we find that anyway at the show, but I think creating free content on the show floor, and I noticed IBC is doing a bit more of that this year, because you shouldn't hide content behind conference paid for walls. You know, education and information should be accessible to all.
Absolutely, absolutely. So let's look forward to 2023. You've got more space, so you're going to be bigger and better. What plans can you share with us for the show?
Yeah, so we're moving into the Grand Hall in 2023, which is brilliant. So everyone will be on the same floor, whereas in the National we were on 2 floors. So it's given us, well, one thing it's done, it's given a number of exhibitors the chance to expand. So there's quite a few exhibitors who have tripled the amount of space that they've taken from 22 to 23, because that gives them the option to. We've also made the seminar theatres bigger. We've put in some new catering areas at the back, more seating, because I know that that's, you know, something people feel that we were lacking this year, which, yeah, we were, but we just had no space in the hall that we were in. So, you know, we've just had our survey back, and they're the sorts of things that, you know, catering, seating, being able to sit down, have conversations. So we're totally listening to everything everybody's saying to us, working it into our plans. We may even have to go up on the gallery level of the Grand, but yeah, we're getting bigger, and you know, the team is just as dedicated to serving the industry to deliver a fantastic show, deliver more visitors, deliver more excitement, and deliver more conversations that give them a return on their investment.
Excellent, can't wait. Remind me of the dates for next year.
It's the 9th and 10th of May 2023.
Excellent. And you get involved in so much more than MPTS. It is the major show for the year. Can you share other events that are in the calendar?
Yes, well, I mean, so MPTS is part of our broadcast tech and sport group under the broadcast brand, and within that, Q4 is a very crazy time for us. So we've got our Broadcast Sport Awards, which launched last year, sold out in the first week. So we've got that at the Park Lane Hilton in November. And we've got the Sport Tech Forum, which is going to be held back at BT Sport this year. And we're delighted that the Rise Awards are going to be held that same night in the same venue, which is great. And then we've got Tech Fest back at the brewery on the 29th of November, and the Tech Innovation Awards that same night at the brewery. And then when we go into 2023, we'll be back up to Dock 10 with our Broadcast Sport Content Summit. So it's never a dull moment.
Excellent. Well, all really exciting stuff. Charlotte, thank you for sharing the plans for next year with us.
Thanks very much, Lisa.